Happy Tuesday, everybody. Grand rising to you all. I hope you all had a nice evening and a good, peaceful night's sleep. I'm your host, Pastor KZ, with the All About Favor channel. Please comment, like, and share the video. And please, if you have yet to subscribe, go ahead and subscribe. It doesn't cost anything. And hit the notification bell as well. Thank you to all my current subscribers. My attire, starting the first 3 days of the week, I will represent teams who played in either the National Football League, college football, or basketball. I don't know. I just pick and choose on the spur of the moment. But the number one college football team in the country is the University of Georgia, the Georgia Bulldogs, who annihilated the Florida Gators. So go Bulldogs. All right. I want to see you keep that energy when y'all take on Florida State. All right, y'all. Listen, all this week I am going to be talking, as I said, about things for you to think about at the close of, before the year comes to a close. Also, I'm still working on the digital store, me and my team that I have put together. And we do currently have some t-shirts available for sale, which are the Boy Buy t-shirts that we're taking orders for right now. And the current price of them is $20 each. And you can contact us at walkinfavor61@yahoo.com. Put the number that you want, your size, and your address for us to get it out to you. The eyewear line, I am wearing brown color frames all this week because some of you wanted to take a look at the brown frames. This will go on the digital store, the eyewear line. They're not available just yet, but I just want you to know, I hope you still like them. Let's get started today. Today I'd like to talk about overcoming adversity. And remember, as I disclaim each show, I am not an expert or a guru, but I do have thoughts and opinions based on what you send me in your emails. So we're going to talk about dealing with adversity. Yesterday, we touched on being resilient. So today, I want you to focus a little bit on the fact that no matter what you're encountering in life or what you are going through right now, you will be able to rise above it. It's not going to overtake you. Might overwhelm you a little bit, but it does not have to overtake you. You can rise above it. Now, don't give up no matter what. Don't give up. Be determined that you're going to make it. The first setback, that might be something just to get your attention. The next setback might be just a test for you. See, a lot of people want to have a testimony and they haven't been through anything. The first four letters of the word testimony is test. So they have a little saying that goes, before you get to the testimony, you got to go through the test. So sometimes the setback is a test. Sometimes the setback is designed to see or to test your resilience. And you can't give up every time something goes wrong. You can't lose control at the drop of a hat just because something didn't work out the way you felt that it should have or the way you planned it. You have to have alternatives. You've got to have options, optional ways of getting to what you need and what you want. Sometimes, y'all, adversity is a blessing. Yeah, sometimes adversities is a blessing in disguise. Sometimes you can't see it right then, but sometimes what you're going through might be a blessing for you. Sometimes the people who leave you, that was a blessing because they wasn't meant and designed to go with you on your next journey, in the next phase of your life. Sometimes you realize that on this journey of called life, as you develop, as you grow, as you reach promotion and elevation, or you level up, there's just some people not meant to be with you. And you have to be okay with that. So when they leave you, sometimes it's a blessing in disguise. I hear a lot of women say, I can't believe he did me the way he did and he just walked out of my life. Girl, that was a blessing he walked out. You dodged a bullet. And I was having a conversation with a young man the other day, and he was telling me about this relationship he was contemplating getting in, and he says, "Oh man, Auntie KZ, I've been wanting this woman since high school. I've been chasing her. I've just been wanting her because she was just the it girl. And over the years, I just couldn't get her out of my mind." And he said, "Now I saw her not long ago. Man, she looks rough. She looked tore up. She's had a raggedy life, blah, all of these different things he's telling me." And he's like, "I think I dodged a bullet, Auntie." I said, "I know you dodged a bullet." So sometime you dodged a bullet. Sometime it was a blessing that that person didn't get with you. I know that in that moment when things are not lining up or going the way you planned them to go, I know in that moment you're upset, you become frustrated. But again, as I said yesterday, you have got to learn how to be a manager or manage your emotions. See, sometimes you fly off the handle. Sometimes you speak too soon. And have you ever gotten in a situation that once you are in it, you realize, you know what, I didn't even pray about this before I got into it. I didn't even take time to walk myself through the steps of this. See, sometimes you get into something in the beginning and you miss what can go on in the middle. And that goes back to the show I did on you miss red flags. And so now you're in it and you're dealing with adversity. So now you got to kind of figure out a way or have a plan of action to exit. I love that song. This is my exodus. Sometime you got to say, today is my exodus, or I have to have an exit plan to leave this situation because I no longer want to deal with this adversity because it's disrupting my peace and I don't have the joy right now. So I've got to have an exit plan. Now, sometime, y'all, you know what? Adversity can create opportunities. I know that's hard for you to envision, but sometimes just work with me on this. Adversity can create opportunities. You get me? Sometimes you can't see the big picture and you can't see, but I am a firm believer in Jeremiah 29 when he says, I have a plan. I know the plans I have for you, a plan to prosper you, a plan to give you a good future. I believe in that, y'all, wholeheartedly. That is one of the number one affirmations I say each day. I speak that. I can't see the plans. I don't know the plans, but Lord, I know you have a plan for my life. And I know you got other opportunities for me. And y'all, sometime with those new opportunities and the adversity you're dealing with, sometimes some doors have to be shut. Sometimes some doors have to be shut. Sometimes the whole thing got to be broken down in order for it to be built up the way it should be. Sometimes you can't see the blessing though right then. Sometimes adversity makes you stronger. It builds your character. It builds you up because when you come through adversity, you can say, you know what? If I made it through that, the next time I get in a situation, I know I'm going to make it through that. I know I'll be okay. Sometimes following hardship, loss, breakups, divorces, it's almost impossible to go through life, as I said this yesterday, without going through some adversity or setback. It's going to be hard times, y'all, but there are going to be times when you test it emotionally, test it physically, test it financially, and spiritually. There are going to be times. There are going to be times when you feel like, oh man, you know what? I can't even get a prayer through right now. I don't even feel like praying right now. I'm so jumbled up inside. I got so much going on. That's the time when you got to stop, do a timeout, take a pause, do some deep breathing and meditate and go to a peaceful place. Find a peaceful spot. In your home, you got to have a place designated that you know, this is my place of refuge. This is my peace moment. And this is where I find my strength. So you got to have a place like that. I know for me, if I go out in nature, like if I go to a park, or especially if I go to a park where there's water or a beach or somewhere, I can just find my solace there. I can kind of recalibrate, re-energize, and find balance there. So you might have to do that in order to, when you're, especially in order to get through adversity. Like I say, adversity strikes, and especially when it's messing with your finances. When your finances is low and your money ain't right, but them bills still coming in, that does become overwhelming and stressful. But you know what? They always say, you can't get blood out of a turnip. If you can't pay it, you just can't pay it. Sometimes you have situations where you're financially overloaded with things you don't really need, just things you desire. Sometimes you might have to cut out the cable bill and just get Wi-Fi. Whatever you have to do. Some adversity is very difficult, like I said, especially when you're dealing with the loss of a loved one. But at some point, as each day goes, you have to just focus on, some people say, day by day. And it's nothing wrong with just one day at a time. Sometimes it's 1 hour at a time. You have to break that thing up. But adversities do come. And sometimes you have multiple things going on all at once, multiple crises at once, which can lead you to your breaking point. Anybody ever had that? I have. Have you ever had 3 or 4 different situations going on at one time? The AC unit at the house broke down. Not only that, the AC unit in the car broke down. All this going on at the same time. So I'm hot and sweaty inside the house. Got to get in the car. I'm hot and sweaty. Just got all of this stuff going on at one time. But you got to manage your emotions. You got to just ride out the storm sometime, y'all. Now, let me give you just some things I believe, just my opinion and thoughts, I believe that might help you make it through an adversity. And like I said, some adversities are very difficult, such as losing a loved one, problems on your job, money problems, and the big one, relationship problems. And I'm sure that there are many others that you can name, but what you have got to understand is anytime you are going through some adversity, you've got to first always believe that you're going to make it through it. You've got to believe that somewhere deep inside. And some of the things you can do when you're dealing with adversity, you got to first of all have faith. Like I say, you've got to have faith in the Most High. If your Most High is not who I choose to call God, your Most High might be something else. You've got to have faith in what you believe in. You've got to see yourself coming through it. You've got to see that. And you got to understand and feel in your spirit, there's no mountain that I can't climb or go around, that I just got to be able to make it through this. And I will make it through this. Sometimes you got to talk yourself into making it through. Sometimes you got to say, you know what? I can do all things through Christ which strengthens me. I can do it. Even though I can't see it, I've got to believe it. You've got to believe that you have the strength to climb those mountains, y'all. You've got to surround yourself with positive people. Surround yourself with like-minded people who have strength, who are positive people. It's not going to do you any good to call up the most negative friends you got. And we all have people like that. Don't even call them, because you know what? You're going to feel a whole lot worse when you get through talking to them. You've got to surround yourself and have people in your circle who can help pray for you, pray with you, speak over you. In addition to you speaking over yourself, you got to surround yourself with positive people. I said this last week. If you want to be a successful person, you got to hang around people who have success in their life. You got to be around successful people. You can't be around low energy people, negative people. That's not going to help your spirit. That ain't going to lift you up. So hang around like-minded people who have and pour positivity in your life. Stop looking back. This is a major thing. Some people beat yourself up too much because you're looking back saying how things used to be, or I remember when. As long as you keep looking back, you can't see what's up ahead. There's some good things ahead, and it could be greater than what you experienced in the past or better than what you experienced in the past. Another thing, y'all stop comparing yourself to other people. Just stop looking at other people's lives and situations and trying to put that in your story. Just don't do that, because that doesn't help. You got to believe in yourself. You've got to look at life and understand life have ups and downs, but you got to learn how to understand. I got to release some things too. I got to let go of some things. It's some things that you've been harboring in your spirit. Some of you got some unforgiveness in you. You got some bitterness in you. Some of you are just walking in blame and shame. And at some point, you got to decide that I'm going to release this stuff. I'm just going to put this stuff on the altar. It's in God's hand. I can't carry it anymore. Some of those things you carrying around is a part of the adversity you keep going into. You keep having adversity because you still holding on to stuff. You got too much bitterness inside of you. Let that stuff go. Release it. Release those things. And understand, there is nothing you can't overcome. You will rise above it. And that's real talk. Y'all get yourself focused. Find your balance. And always walk in favor. I'll see you back tomorrow. Have a wonderful day.